1. What is the primary responsibility of a correctional officer in a California prison? A. Supervise and manage inmates. B. Teach educational courses. C. Plan recreational activities for inmates. D. Perform psychological evaluations. 2. Which of the following is a common safety procedure for correctional officers? A. Allowing inmates to interact freely with each other. B. Maintaining control over inmate movements and behavior. C. Giving inmates access to private communication channels. D. Ignoring inmate behavior as long as it doesn't cause harm. 3. What type of communication is most important for a correctional officer to establish with inmates? A. Open and friendly. B. Assertive and professional. C. Casual and relaxed. D. Sympathetic and understanding. 4. When an inmate becomes physically aggressive, what is the first step a correctional officer should take? A. Immediately use physical force to subdue the inmate. B. Try to de-escalate the situation using verbal communication. C. Call for backup without speaking to the inmate. D. Leave the area to ensure personal safety. 5. In the California prison system, what is the primary purpose of a cell search? A. To disrupt inmate activities. B. To find contraband and ensure safety. C. To punish inmates. D. To entertain the staff. 6. How should a correctional officer react when an inmate violates prison rules? A. Ignore the violation unless it causes immediate harm. B. Apply punishment without notifying supervisors. C. Document the violation and report it to supervisors. D. Argue with the inmate and allow them to explain. 7. What is a critical trait that correctional officers must have when dealing with mentally ill inmates? A. Patience and understanding. B. Aggression to control the inmate. C. Strictness and zero tolerance. D. Ignorance of mental health issues. 8. What is the primary goal of California's inmate rehabilitation programs? A. To punish inmates for their crimes. B. To help inmates develop skills for reintegration into society. C. To allow inmates more leisure time. D. To increase the prison population. 9. When a correctional officer uses force, what is essential for legal justification? A. Use of excessive force to maintain control. B. The force used must be reasonable and necessary. C. The officer must use the strongest form of force available. D. Use of force must be spontaneous and not pre-planned. 10. What is a common reason for inmate violence within California prisons? A. Lack of proper supervision. B. Insufficient educational programs. C. Conflicts over gang affiliations or territory. D. Excessive use of recreational facilities. 11. When conducting a pat-down search, what must a correctional officer avoid? A. Making unnecessary physical contact with the inmate. B. Checking the inmate's shoes for contraband. C. Asking the inmate for permission to perform the search. D. Wearing gloves to maintain hygiene. 12. What is the role of a correctional officer during a prison lockdown? A. To monitor inmate activities and maintain order. B. To allow inmates free movement but limit activities. C. To negotiate directly with inmates. D. To call for outside help without intervening. 13. Which of the following is considered a contraband item in a correctional facility? A. Personal letters from family members. B. Items such as drugs, weapons, or unauthorized electronics. C. Prison-issued clothing. D. Inmate hygiene products. 14. What is the best way for a correctional officer to prevent inmate misconduct? A. Threatening severe punishment for minor offenses. B. Maintaining a firm but fair approach while enforcing rules. C. Ignoring minor infractions to avoid conflict. D. Giving inmates too many privileges to maintain good behavior. 15. How often should correctional officers document inmate behavior? A. Only when serious incidents occur. B. At the beginning and end of each shift. C. Whenever they notice behavior changes or incidents. D. Documentation is not necessary unless a crime is involved. 16. What should a correctional officer do when witnessing another officer using excessive force? A. Immediately intervene and stop the action. B. Report the incident to a supervisor later. C. Ignore the situation if the officer is a superior. D. Join in and use force to control the situation. 17. What action should a correctional officer take when faced with a hostage situation? A. Attempt to negotiate with the hostage taker alone. B. Wait for management to resolve the situation. C. Maintain control and wait for backup while trying to de-escalate. D. Allow the inmate to make demands. 18. In the case of an inmate escape attempt, what should the correctional officer prioritize? A. Chasing the inmate without backup. B. Alerting supervisors and following established emergency protocols. C. Focusing on nonviolent inmates. D. Locking all doors immediately and waiting for orders. 19. What is a key focus when supervising female inmates in California prisons? A. Providing separate facilities for personal privacy. B. Treating them with greater leniency compared to male inmates. C. Ignoring their needs to maintain strict control. D. Allowing them to hold positions of power within the facility. 20. When is it appropriate for a correctional officer to enter an inmate's cell without prior warning? A. If the inmate is suspected of possessing contraband. B. Only when the inmate has a scheduled meeting. C. If the inmate is on good behavior. D. In case of a routine inspection. 21. How should a correctional officer handle a situation where an inmate is suspected of being under the influence of drugs? A. Ignore the symptoms and continue with the usual tasks. B. Confine the inmate to solitary until they sober up. C. Report the situation to medical staff for evaluation. D. Engage in a confrontation to assert control over the inmate. 22. What is a correctional officer's role during an inmate's medical emergency? A. Perform medical procedures on the inmate. B. Immediately notify medical staff and assist them as necessary. C. Allow the inmate to recover without intervention. D. Call for backup and wait for instructions. 23. How does a correctional officer contribute to the overall safety of the facility? A. By ensuring inmates are well educated in the prison rules. B. By remaining neutral and uninvolved in inmate conflicts. C. By actively monitoring, documenting, and reporting inmate activities. D. By providing inmates with counseling and therapy sessions. 24. When dealing with an inmate's family member who wishes to visit, what must a correctional officer verify? A. The inmate's relationship with the visitor. B. The visitor's identity and approval for visitation. C. The visitor's financial status. D. The inmate's approval of the visit. 25. What is the primary concern when assigning housing for new inmates? A. Providing them with the best amenities. B. Ensuring their safety and preventing conflicts with others. C. Keeping them far from other prisoners. D. Allowing them to choose their preferred housing. California Correctional Officer Exam. The California Correctional Officer Exam is a comprehensive assessment for individuals seeking to become correctional officers in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, or CDCR. This exam evaluates candidates on their knowledge of law enforcement procedures, inmate supervision, security protocols, and crisis management. It includes a series of written tests that cover areas such as ethical decision-making, conflict resolution, and an understanding of correctional facility operations. The exam also assesses physical fitness to ensure candidates are capable of handling the demanding nature of the job. Successful completion of the exam is essential for those wishing to serve as correctional officers, ensuring they are equipped to maintain safety, security, and order within correctional facilities. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of California Correctional Officer Exam. 1. Career advancement. The California Correctional Officer Exam is key to securing a stable career within the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, CDCR. It provides access to job opportunities, promotions, and career growth in a field that offers long-term employment and security. 2. Ensuring facility safety. By testing knowledge in inmate supervision, crisis management, and security procedures, the exam ensures that correctional officers can maintain a safe and orderly environment, preventing conflicts and ensuring the well-being of staff and inmates. 3. Enhancing professional skills. The exam strengthens skills in law enforcement, ethical decision-making, and emergency response, preparing candidates to effectively handle high-pressure situations and contribute to the overall functioning of the facility. 4. Personal development. The preparation and passing of the exam foster a sense of personal achievement and readiness for the challenges of a correctional officer role. It boosts confidence and ensures that officers are capable of handling complex situations. 5. Public safety contribution. Correctional officers play a vital role in maintaining public safety by managing incarcerated individuals, many of whom may have committed serious crimes. By passing the exam, officers contribute to the rehabilitation process and reduce the likelihood of reoffending.